welcome or welcome back to my channel. My name is Noelle, aka MakeupEsquire, and today we are going to be doing a super chill get ready with me. I'll be using a full face of YSL Beauty for today's live. If you're watching this live or if you're watching the replay, I would really appreciate it if you share this with anybody who you think might be interested in watching. And make sure that you are also subscribed to my YouTube channel at MakeupEsquire. You could also join my email list at the link in my bio and join my Facebook group. It's called MakeupEsquires with an S at the end. And let's go ahead and check the chat. Hey Peach, hey Stacy, thank you so much for joining. Happy Sunday, welcome to the live. So I have here set aside, if I can carry it, a full face, hey Kieran, how are you, of YSL Beauty. Watch me just start dropping everything. And I thought we would do a full face of YSL today because I was inspired by the new blush that I picked up. It's the new YSL Make Me Blush. And I picked up the shade 37 Peachy Nude. So I figured, why not do a full face of YSL, right? Y'all are so funny. How's everybody's Sunday? Love? Yes. Do we love? Thank you. Thank you for the hearts, y'all. Okay, cool. So I'm really going to try to keep this under an hour today. I can get chatty, so let's just go ahead and get started. I already just went ahead and primed my face. I used the YSL Touche Eclat primer. It's the Blur Primer by YSL. Very fancy. It has some gold flakes in there. Keisha just joined us, and I saw Keisha recently used this primer in a flat lay and compared it to the Chanel glowy primer. I don't know what it's called, but it sounds like Keisha is also a fan. Hi, welcome to the live. Okay. Oh, today too, it seemed based on your post like you also enjoy the YSL primer, right, Keisha? All right, so I'm just gonna be taking out my little palette here. Hello, for those of you just joining us, we are doing a full face of YSL Beauty today. So I'm going to be taking the YSL All Hours Foundation. I am in the shade MN9. And we are also simultaneously filming for YouTube. So if I look slightly to my right, I have another camera that I'm filming on. So I'm just gonna go ahead and take a couple pumps of this foundation. There's MN9 right there. And for a foundation brush today, I've been loving these two foundation brushes. You can purchase both of these on the Food A Bobo website, and I really appreciate it if you go through my links. I do get a small commission at no additional cost to you, but these have been the foundation brushes that I've been enjoying. They're both available on there. This one is a mix of goat hair and fox hair, and this one is a nice synthetic. So they're just different, but they're both great. So I'm just gonna dip into the little palette that I have here. Hey Allie, welcome to the live. How are you? And I'm just gonna start to spread that around. Oh, Stacy, you just got the brush with the owl and you love it. I'm so glad to hear that. Isn't it amazing? It's super efficient. I've been using the heck out of it. So I'm just switching it up and going in for the Bisiota one today, but I love them equally. Look at that coverage on the YSL foundation. I'll do half my face so that you can see the difference. And like I said, I went in before this and used a little bit of the YSL Touche Éclat primer. It has some gold flakes in there. YSL is so fancy about their packaging, aren't they? They really do their packaging well, if I do say so myself. There are some, you know, products that I think if I were the one creating the packaging, I might make the bronzer and the setting powder compacts a little bit more compact. I think they're a little bit bulky for what they really need to be. But other than that, I mean, just gorgeous, right? I mean, you can't really go wrong. They just, it's so luxe. Peach said, I need to get my hands on a few backups of the primer before YSL goes through the reformulation process. Interesting. Are they reformulating their products too? I've been hearing that Valentino Beauty is also going to be going potentially through a reformulation process as well. I used the Bisotto S517 today, says Keisha, too. We're makeup twinsies. Oh my gosh, yeah, we're using like all the same stuff. So glad to hear. It's so good, right? At such a reasonable price. These are synthetic bristles, which is why it's called the S517. S stands for synthetic. But it is a really easy brush to clean. And they're still hand bundled by some of the best Japanese brush makers in the world from Japan. Stacey said, I got my hands on the Clé de Peau in the jar. I love it. Wears beautifully. Oh my gosh, I'm so glad to hear that. The foundation, right? From Clé de Peau. That one's so beautiful. I'm so glad you were able to get your hands on it and that you are loving it. It's one of my top favorites. Thank you so much for sharing. I love when you guys actually come back and report about what you think of things. Products, brushes, good or bad. Love hearing it all. Okay, so that's a nice little layer of the foundation. I put 2 pumps onto this palette, but I didn't fully use the 2 pumps. If you can see right there. Valentino is already reformulating the foundation. I'm not sure when the new formula will release. That's right, because that's why it's been sold out everywhere, right? I was able to grab myself a backup just in case, you know. Okay, so next, we got the foundation on. Next, so YSL's concealer is this Touche Éclat Radiant Touch Concealer. I have the shade, what shade do I have? 3, I think. Yeah, it's like so faint. It's written right here. I don't even think y'all can probably see that, but for whatever reason, they chose to put the shade name like that on the packaging. To be honest with y'all, I don't use this one that often just because this type of packaging is not my favorite. The little push thing. But let me know. I just smudged my nose right there. Let me know if any of y'all have this and what you think of it. Because it is nice, but I don't know. I just rather have a different applicator. Because like I often say on here, I'm always in a rush doing my makeup. So I just like, you know, I will say like immediately it is kind of coming out as I'm putting it on. But like, I just don't love how you can't get like a super even application. You know what I mean? The way that this, like you're forced to use this brush thing. I'm just gonna put the rest right here on this palette next to the foundation. Because see, it's like if you have excess, you can't really put it back in. Just doing a little pre-nose contour right there. This has a slightly peachy undertone. YSL also has this concealer though. So I do have this concealer in the shade MC2. So this is more like a lighter weight concealer. I would say the YSL Touche Éclat Radiant Touch, and then the All Hours concealer has maybe more coverage. So I picked up the shade MC2 in the All Hours concealer because it's a better match to my actual skin tone. If you can see, it's like a little bit more neutral than the other one. The product is meant more as a corrector or brightener, hence the applicator. Right, so it's just like more lightweight. And that's why I also focused it more underneath my eyes as opposed to other areas of my face. So we shall go ahead and take a little concealer brush here. I'm gonna go in with the Sarah Creel concealer brush. Just start to blend that out. The All Hours one does dry faster, so that's why I'm going in and just blending that out first. Hey Sylvia, how are you? Yeah, I hope the reformulation works out too. Hopefully I'm not missing any comments. Kisa said she loves the YSL Blur Primer. It's such good stuff. My face looks perfected. I agree. Sylvia, what do you think of YSL products? I know you're a big fan of Valentino Beauty. Getting nice coverage here. My video is bouncing? Interesting. What do you mean by that? Not really sure what's going on. Okay. Okay, it stopped. Okay. Tell me if it's happening again. All right, now for setting powder, YSL has a little compact All Hours Hyper Finish Translucent Setting Powder. Hey Brittany, how are you? And it's good. I like it. Do I think that you need to like run out and get it? No. I like it, but it's not like it's holy grail or something like that. I'm personally more of a loose setting powder girl, but I do also like having a compact setting powder as well. Just for touch-ups throughout the day. So it's actually been a minute since I used my Makeup by Mario setting powder, and I don't have a YSL loose setting powder. I don't think that YSL has one. Correct me if I'm mistaken. But I just like to go in with a loose setting powder first to do the heavy lifting, if you will. Heavy setting, I should say, before I get any creases under the eyes. And in this Makeup by Mario loose setting powder, I have the shade 2 Neutral Light. The skin, thank you so much, Brittany. I appreciate that. It's the best compliment ever. Will I be picking up the highlighter? Oh, trying to think. Which highlighter? The YSL highlighter? Which highlighter do you mean? Oh, YSL just released a setting powder. You're eyeing the lavender shade. I'm gonna have to look into that after this live. And we are getting ready for church. That's why we do these Sunday lives at 3 p.m. here on my Instagram. If you're new, I'd love for you to stick around. Oh yeah, the La Prairie loose setting powder. Stacy, I'm so glad you love it. It's a good one. It just, the reason that I don't use that for the step that I'm doing now is because I'm convinced, maybe I'm the only one, but it seems to me like the La Prairie has a slight glow to it. So I'm an oily girly, so it's perfecting. And if you have more normal to oily skin or normal to dry skin, I think that you might even like that glow that the La Prairie powder has in it. It lays beautifully on wrinkles. It wears really well throughout the day. You only need very little, and a little bit goes a long way. So those are all great things that I have to say about the La Prairie setting powder. She's pricey, so it's up to you and your budget as to whether or not, you know, it's worth it. But I need a more mattifying one for the T-zone. And then later on, as an all over setting powder, I can go in with a La Prairie one and use it to kind of perfect. Okay, the live keeps freezing. I hope it's not freezing. Let me know if anybody else is having issues. With the, y'all are so funny, with the live. Okay, so thank you so much to everybody for being here too. I really appreciate you being here. I never take it for granted. I love seeing all your beautiful faces. Okay, so next I have, let's do bronzer, shall we? The YSL bronzer, this is the All Hours Hyper Bronze. I'm gonna try to move it along to not keep y'all here forever. I'm just going to skip over the cream contour today. I don't really think we need to go in with cream contour. YSL doesn't have a cream contour, so, you know, we're just going to church. It doesn't have to be like a full glam moment. I would rather have a little bit more time to play around with the eye look today. So I'm going to just be going in with this Koyudo Yoshiki brush. It's persimmon dyed. She's beautiful. Also on the Fude Bobo website. Hey, Yesenia, how are you? Good to see you. If anybody wants any recommendations as far as brushes go, from the Fude Bobo website, I would love to give you some recommendations. Feel free to DM me. This one I've been loving. I recently picked it up. I purchased all of Fude Bobo's brushes on my own. Same with all of this makeup I'm using today. I would love to be on YSL's PR list, but unfortunately I am not. So again, if you're new here, we are doing a full face of YSL Beauty. So I have it all here in front of me. And I am going in with the YSL All Hours Hyper Bronze bronzer. I put on a little self-tan for y'all today too, so that this bronzer can match, and so the foundation and everything can match. Since, you know, in these winter months, I'm at my palest, and I could use a little bit of help in the tanning department. I'm always full glam. Oh, thank you. I'm so glad you think that. Normally during the week, like Monday through Friday, I don't have a lot of time to do eyeshadow. And it's usually just more of a skin perfecting thing that I do on a daily basis. But I'm trying to use more of the eyeshadows that I have in my collection, since I have so many and don't use it enough. Hey Michelle, welcome to the live. The La Prairie Loose powder, thank you for asking. Let me grab it. I have 2 shades. I have shades 1 and shade 3. It's right here. Translucent 0. Did I say 1 and 3? Scratch that. Translucent 0 and Translucent 2 are the 2 shades that I have in the La Prairie Loose Setting Powder. Yeah. So Translucent 0 is lighter, as you can see. And then Translucent 2 has like a little bit more color. Just like a nice neutral color. Yeah. So you get a lot of powder despite the price, and it also comes with a little mini as well to help justify what you pay for. Low buy on eyeshadow palettes. Yeah, I've been trying because I just have so many. Okay. Bronzer, bronzer, bronzer. Gonna make sure we get the double chin down here. This is usually where I just go in with contour. Which I might just do a little bit of a powder contour real quick. And YSL doesn't have a powder contour, so I'm going to just be using my tried and true, y'all already know, Natasha Denona contour sculpting powder in the shade 2 medium with my Bisciotto brush here, also available on the Food A Bubble website, and the one I've been loving lately for a quick nose contour moment. It just is the perfect shape for it. And on that note, actually, I wanted to mention this one other brush that I have recently found has been really great for my nose contour. I know it's like a very specific use, but if y'all recall, during my last live, I talked about this series that I recently picked up, Natural Hair High Grade Psycho Hook Goat Bristles, super soft. And I was saying like this one is just one that I have found is good for the lower lash line, but not really for much else. I kind of take that back. If y'all recall, one of the things that I was saying I love about Food A is that you could just find different ways of using brushes and they can surprise you, especially with these kind of oddball shapes. This one is just super perfect, I have found, for my nose contour. It's just, it has the perfect movement. The bristles are so soft, so it doesn't disrupt anything underneath. It has a nice little point so you can be precise, but you can also blend it out because of the width. So just going on a slight tangent about that as I do my little nose contour here. Also, I should mention that I did my eyelashes right before this live, like I usually do. I'm wearing Lashify eyelashes. I have a video on my YouTube channel showing how I apply my lashes. I also have done a couple videos here on my Instagram live showing how I apply my cluster lashes that I don't go without. And these are a new style that they just recently released called Rogue. So they come in little gossamers like this is what Lashify calls their lashes. And there's little clusters and they come in different lengths. And I just stick these little clusters underneath my real lashes. I switch them out weekly, but I've used them up to 3 weeks. They're waterproof and I don't even feel them. Super comfortable, very lightweight. And look at how beautiful that new Rogue style is. You could go through the link in my Instagram bio if you're interested in purchasing Lashify products, and you will receive 20% off. So thank you so much for going through my links if you have already, and thank you in advance. It really helps support my channel. It allows me to purchase more beauty products for y'all to test out. Okay, let me just make sure that I'm caught up with the comments. Other than lippies and mascara, the only YSL dirty products I own are, beauty products I own are the bronzer and shadow quad. Interesting. Okay. Thank you for sharing. Yeah, their mascara is great. Their eyeshadow quads, I love their eyeshadow quads. They look like this. They're called the little couture mini clutches. Beautiful inside and out. Not only the packaging is beautiful, but so is the formula on the inside. The lippies are great, as you can see. I have so many of their lippies. Thank you, Sylvia, for asking. I don't think I'm going to be picking up the Natasha Denona eyeshadow palette that's coming out, just because it's quite rosy. And I think I have enough rosy eyeshadow palettes in my collection, and I just don't use rosy palettes enough to justify purchasing that palette. So for now, at least, I don't have plans on picking it up. I'd love to hear if anybody else is interested in it, though. Okay. Ooh, you love the YSL 710. Yes, I have the 710. They're all great. This is the 710 right here. Lovely, isn't she? It's just this beautiful neutral quad. I wore black today because I didn't know exactly which look I was going to be doing on my eyes today. So y'all can let me know if you have any specific preferences, but I have 710, 300, 100. Hey son, how are you? 200, 700, 400. And then I also have this one, but I usually don't showcase this one on my channel anymore because it was limited edition. I personally picked this up at the Nordstrom anniversary sale the past year. I just don't know if it's still available. So I will look to see if it's still available, and we'll link it on my LTK if it is. Very gorgeous shades there. But again, I don't want to give anybody FOMO if you can't get it anymore. So I was thinking maybe we can just use one of these quads. Okay. So for powder contour, I'm just going to go in and take, I've been liking these two brushes lately for powder contour. Let's use the Sonia G one. I like how it can get like right up in this little area down here. It's nice and soft. This one's the Omoy, which is the middle brush in the 3 out of the 3 that she came out with in the set. I do believe these are still available on the Beautylish website, but they are limited edition. So they supposedly are not going to be coming back once they sell out. And this is an all squirrel hair brush. And this was a collaboration between Sonia G and Chikuhodo, which is one of the best brush makers in Japan. And Chikuhodo also is the brush maker that created this owl brush here in collaboration with Fude Bobo. Hey Lily, how are you? Okay, so if I don't go in with a cream contour, I'll just take a little bit of powder contour for some definition, just right below that cheekbone right there. And like I was saying last time, for your contour, it should not be too low. Same with bronzer, same with blush. You see this beard area here, if you will, for lack of a better term, corner of my mouth to the top of my ear. Imagine an imaginary line right here like this. That's where your contour should be, right there. If you go down lower right here, you'll give the illusion that you're dragging your face downward. So just make sure to keep it high up. That's like, I would say, I don't like saying that there's rules when it comes to makeup, but I don't know about y'all, but I've never heard anybody that is purposely trying to drag their face down, right? We all kind of use makeup so that we can enhance our features, lift our cheekbones, and give us a more youthful look. So that's why we try to emphasize the cheekbones as opposed to doing the opposite. Not beard. Oh, you still haven't washed the Sonia G brushes, Keisha? You better get on them, girl. I would love to hear your thoughts on them. Oh, soft pink or purple eyeshadow would be nice, says Kieran. Okay. Can I use the Norquad? I don't recall the actual name of it. Sure, yeah. Okay, thank you for the input, y'all. Okay, I think, so Kieran votes for like a pinky purple one, and that would be this one. But I think Sylvia means the Nor one would be the 700 color story here. So maybe we can do a combination of those two. What y'all think? Yes. Beard zone. Exactly. Think of it as a beard zone. Try to avoid the beard zone. If you play tennis, it's called no man's land. If y'all didn't already know, I used to compete in tennis. Okay. Not gonna get too intricate with the nose contour. If it looks a little bit intense right now, we could fix it later. Okay. Exactly right, Brittany. We explained the effect. Not that it's a rule, but if you're trying to go for a certain look, right? Okay, so let's just, I'm gonna do a quick lip liner, just because after I do my complexion, y'all know I just like hate looking at my lips and they're just bare. So I don't believe YSL has any lip liners, but in fact, actually, I want to use this little Victoria Beckham contour stylus. This might do the trick. Because if I jump around too much later when I'm uploading this to YouTube, the timestamps are a nightmare. So I'm going back in with this little brush that I was saying I've been loving for precision contour. And this is going to just kind of give a shadow and help prep the lips for lip liner. That's how I've been using that contour stick. There we go. But I'm going to save the rest of the lips until later on when we after we do the eyes, since we don't know what eye look we're going for yet. But real quick, I want to powder the T-zone with the YSL All Hours Hyper Finish Translucent Setting Powder. Thank you so much, Kat. I appreciate that. I'm going to go in with this other Bisotto brush. It's kind of a sister brush to the one that I was just using for my nose contour. So they're priced pretty much the same price. I think this one technically is a little bit pricier for whatever reason, but they're still very reasonably priced for what you get. Just the beautiful African rosewood, exposed wood handles. This is 24 karat gold plated ferrules, which we love. They have a nice weight to them. And at first, I just didn't really know how to use these shapes, but now I've grown to really appreciate these kind of unique shapes of brushes that you just don't really find on the market. And I applaud Bisotto for going kind of out of the box with these shapes, because I just have been really loving this slanted one for setting my T-zone like this. Just like perfect for it. And again, I meant to put that eyeshadow primer on my smile lines, but I forgot again today. So hopefully we'll just see actually how this primer does, because it's acting on its own. So it'll be a little experiment. It's crazy, but I've been using Isamaya's contour stick in Oak as a lipstick. Noelle, it's freaking gorgeous. Ooh, interesting. I'm gonna have to look into that. I know that Isamaya Beauty just released on Sephora, so curious to know anybody's thoughts if they've tried any of the Isamaya Beauty products. I was actually having my eye on the lip liners because I thought that the shades were very unique. Okay, you want to get the Bisotto brushes? You have your eye on them? Stacy, they're really great. Let me know, feel free if you want any recommendations, but if you watch my videos, you kind of can already tell what I recommend by just the way I just use these on repeat. Like the foundation brush I used today is great. All of these, the ones that are in the African Rosewood Handles series are just all really lovely. These are Kalinsky hairs. So I just love all of these for so many reasons. I use a lip brush almost every day, and these are the lip brushes that I reach for. And I really enjoy this round Kalinsky one for concealer in the smaller areas that are harder to get with a larger concealer brush. You could also use this for cream eyeshadow. I actually got a backup of this one to use for cream eyeshadow, like a one and done. It's perfect for that. This little guy here I use all the time as a lay down brush, so I'll showcase it today. And then this little blender is really unique because you usually don't see blender brushes this shape made out of this particular hair type. Kalinsky could be used with creams, liquids, and powders alike. Ooh, Bobo said she's getting a new Bisotto foundation brush in Fox and Goat hair. That's right. She has been perfecting that, and she keeps teasing it on her Instagram. So we were all really excited for the upcoming Fude, Bobo, and Bisotto collaboration releases that are coming up. Let me just make sure my hairline is blended here real quick. I usually just take like a little precise brush like this Patrick Ta one and just make sure that my hairline is filled in. Sometimes I forget that step, and I do find that it makes a difference. Okay, so let's go in with a little bit of blush now, shall we? Because I usually wait to do blush until after I'm done with my eyes too, if I'm doing eyeshadow, just to make sure to match it. But, you know, now I'm remembering that I wanted to incorporate an eyeshadow that would work well with this blush, because I kind of wanted to make the look go with this blush, since I did recently pick up the Make Me Blush the Make Me Blush blush from YSL, and I picked up the shade 37. It's the shade Peachy Nude. And I've really been loving it. So I only used it once, and I did post a reel using it, but it's been great. And because I only have one YSL blush, I wanted to do a look centered around that. But Kieran, I'm about to post to my YouTube channel. I'm just finishing up the thumbnail, but I did do kind of like a Valentine's Day inspired mauvey pinky look. And that should be going up on my YouTube channel hopefully today. So that mauvey pinky look will be for you, girl. Gorgeous blush shade. Thank you so much. Yeah, if you prefer vegan brushes, these are Eyeshadow does offer some synthetic bristles in their line. Yeah, I'm a little right. The Fude Sylvia says, Kieran, the Fude brushes are supposedly cruelty free. Yes, I'm a little bit conflicted when it comes to that myself, to be honest. So I can understand where Kieran is coming from in that regard with concerns surrounding natural hair brushes. It's a shame that there really isn't much information out there about how they source the bristles of the brushes. Supposedly, we've heard that they take hairs that aren't used in clothing, and then they make the brushes out of them. There has been claims by Koyudo that they are cruelty-free when it comes to their makeup brushes, but I mean, nobody can really be sure at the end of the day. So to each his own, and whatever you're comfortable with, you know, you're comfortable with, and what you're not comfortable with, I could totally understand that. I think that there's a little bit more of a concern when it comes to fox hairs, which is understandable, but I really don't know. So I can't speak on it. Of course, I've heard rumors about there being mistreatment of foxes in the making of fox hair brushes, and supposedly Sonia G has said that that's why she refuses to make brushes out of fox hair. I don't know if there's any brush makers that have found a way to make fox hair brushes cruelty free, but yeah, however you reconcile with that is up to you. And I'm not going to pretend to be an expert in that area, because I'm not, as far as the way that the bristles are sourced. That's the thing. I know Peach says just buy from brands that are upfront about how they get the hair. That's the thing. I mean, I don't really know if there are any natural hair brush makers that are upfront about it. And if they are, like, they just don't provide much information. Okay, I'm just making sure that I'm caught up with the comments. I'm hoping they're cruelty free. Okay. Interesting info, Noelle. Yeah. That is all the information I have. Yeah. I know, that's all, like I said, that's all the information I have too. So I just, yeah, I don't know. I will say the majority of brushes in my collection are goat hair and squirrel hair. I have less fox hair, but I think that's part of the reason why I've like not showcased fox hair as much, or kind of just like not focused on buying it as much in like recent months. Just after hearing that, I'm not going to say that I'm never buying fox hair enough. Like I just showed a fox hair mixed brush that I love. But yeah, who's to say, right? We just really don't know. Do you only use this brush for cheek? What else oh, are you talking about this Koyudo one? So yeah, Fude Bobo also recently released like a sister version of this brush, if this is the brush you're talking about, Gila. And she showcased that it has a pointy flame-like head on it, kind of similar to this one. So I will be picking that up. It's just a matter of when. But Sonia G has used this same type of Japanese traditional way of dyeing goat hair bristles. It's called the kashibuzomi. If I'm not mistaken, that's what like the style of dye is called. And they use traditionally persimmons so that they don't compromise the integrity of the hairs. And it just gives this beautiful, lovely orangey tone to the tips of the bristles, which I just love. And to answer Gila's question, Gila, I used this one today for powder bronzer and for powder blush. So those are the two ways that I've been loving this particular brush. It's nice and airy. It's airier than, for instance, this brush here, which is made of high-grade Psycho goat hair. The bristles on this white one are softer, but these are really soft too, because this Koyudo one over here with the orange tips, it's just airier in the bundling. You can tell that it has less hairs by looking at the ferrule and how the ferrule on the white one is thicker. So it's just a matter of preference. Some people prefer like the orange dyed tips because you don't see like the staining that you see on the white bristles. But these white hair bristles are so soft. It really does remind me of Saibi Koho goat hair, which is a higher grade of goat hair. So the fact that you can buy these for the price that they are is just really great that Bobo provides these for us. So I hope that answers your question, Gila. Yes. Okay. Sylvia brings up a good point. With synthetics, you have to be careful with how people are being treated in certain manufacturing facilities as well. Right. Exactly. That's why, like, for me personally, it just feels better to purchase things out that are coming out of Japan in general, because Japan is not a communist country. And if you purchase any of these mass-produced synthetic brushes like BK Beauty, for instance, not to hate on BK Beauty, we love, right? Like, you don't think about the fact that your money is going to China, because that's where all these brushes come from, China, right? And look at China and how they treat their people. To me, it kind of feels a little bit yucky to be honest, purchase things from like AliExpress and stuff like that, which, I don't know, is like natural hair and it's from China. So whether it's synthetics from China or whatever, like, that's why I said everybody has their own way of advocating when it comes to their wallet. And I'm not here to say that one way is better than a different way. But I do think that paying Japan for brushes, my money is probably not being, used to support just poor manufacturing and factory, type of labor, if you will. Okay. Synthetics, you have to be careful. Yeah, like leftover hair that is used, that is not used for clothing, if it could be sourced and used for brushes instead of being discarded or thrown out. We hope that that's how these brushes are being sourced. Yeah, that's a really good point. This is a really great conversation. There's so many controversies around so many companies and their products. It's sad. We would have to boycott everything, right? Exactly. Good point. Sylvia. When I go on site to buy these brushes, they're already out of stock. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Stacy. Yeah, they do go in and out of stock because they're handmade. They're all hand bundled brushes. So they're made in smaller batches. But if you just, you know, if you let me know which brushes you're eyeing, I will keep an eye out for you. And if you really want certain brushes, I'll let you know when I see them restock. Yeah, I agree. I love BK Beauty and their brushes. Their customer service is top notch, right? And it's a small business, right? Lisa J is the CEO. It's female founded, which I like supporting female founded companies too. So it's just kind of like you're between a rock and a hard place. I mean, unless her brushes are made in the United States, I could be wrong. I could be wrong. I'm not an expert on this stuff, but my whole point is most synthetic brushes that are mass produced, like Sigma, you name it, really, like even like whatever, like Chantecaille, like I even think they probably have their brushes made from China, and they're a cruelty-free company. Like the Sarah Creel brush that I just showcased. I think that one says on it, like made in China. So yeah. It's a controversial topic for sure. I'm pretty sure I saw on this that I think it was on the packaging. But see, they don't even say it a lot of times on there. Oh, Sephora collection has moved all their brush making to Italy, Japan, and Korea. Ooh, I like that. I like hearing that. Thank you for that information, Peach. Yeah, there's some Sephora brushes that are synthetics that I love and that I use on a daily basis. Not all facilities in China are bad. Right, exactly. You really don't know. I agree, Lily. Yeah, QLG and SSL make great brushes, but it's just, I don't know, to each his own when it comes to like how you feel ethically supporting a communist country like China. To me, like, yeah, it feels a little bit conflicting. Like I would rather support Japan, but at the same time, looking around the room, pretty much everything comes from China. So it's just hard to like boycott that way. Lithium is one of the worst source materials. Very interesting topic. Super gray zone. Yep. Morphe has moved to Korea to produce the brushes, but the packaging is still made in China. See? Kat says. Lisa J is a sweetheart. Yes. Elf is made in the US as far as the packaging has claimed, but I've heard things. See, it's hard to believe that. It's hard for me to believe that Elf is made in the United States because the prices are so low. Like, that's the thing. Like, the reason that companies have their things manufactured and assembled in China is because it's cheaper labor there. And it's hard for me to believe that a company like Elf can be so affordable, right? It's literally like the cheapest cosmetic line out there and still claim that they make everything in the United States. It's just hard to believe. Oh, Kieran, you're planning on buying some Fude brushes for your birthday after you do some research in October? Okay. Well, let me know, girl, if you want me to make any recommendations, but I'm sure if you watch my content, you can just kind of see which brushes are the repeat offenders here. Cause sometimes I will talk about a brush that I don't really like, but if you're not seeing certain brushes like used or talked about on my channel, it's probably because I don't really like them. But mind you, I also have a ton of brushes, so I don't even have time to showcase all of them. Okay, moving right along, shall we? Let's get into the eyeshadow, yeah? The only thing I don't have from YSL complexion wise that is potentially still missing is a highlighter. So if we do decide to do a highlighter, I'll just have to use something else. House Labs brushes are made in Italy and Korea. Interesting, good to know. I have a couple of House Labs brushes. I have the foundation brush and the concealer brush. The synthetics, great, love those. We're always put in a trust me bro situations when it comes to these products, right? Real Techniques makes all their brushes in Paris and London. Interesting, I didn't know that, Kat. Kieran, jump in the clown car. As soon as you start with the food A, I'm telling you, it's going to be hard for you to stop, because that's what happened to me. And that's what I generally hear is the case. I started with Real Techniques too, before I even heard of food A. And I use the heck out of those Real Techniques brushes. Okay, so I think that, so Sylvia requested that we use this Nor one, which I think, yeah, we could totally use this one. We could also use, maybe we can incorporate a little bit of this one just because it's a little bit warmer and it can match the blush, right? And I honestly don't use this one enough. This one would also be pretty too. This one's 300 and this one's 200. I think both of these could match the blush. They're a little bit warmer color stories. So let's keep these out for now. And as far as like a warm tone lippy, I'm already starting to plan ahead. And I have some warmer tones in the YSL lippies. So these are the old packaging because they did repackage these into silver. I'm more of a gold girly, so that kind of made me sad. I loved the gold, but luckily I'm pretty stocked up. So, okay, for those of you that are just joining, we are doing a full face of YSL Beauty here. So that's what I have here in front of me. All my YSL stuff laid out. All right. Excuse me. Get allergies, so I just have to wipe my nose real quick. Brush declutter collection and video. Ooh, Kieran, yeah, I would love to watch it. I love your YouTube channel. Okay, so let's get started, shall we? Like I said, I'm really trying to keep it at an hour today. So we shall go ahead and go in with, I'm going to use this smaller Sonia G brush from the Voyage Trio. And let's start out with, let's see. Whoops. Okay. I have these two palettes here in front of me. So I'm probably just going to incorporate some of all three of these. Nor will be good too. Yeah, Sylvia asked for this one. This one's in the shade 700, Color Story 700. So I'll probably use this one for like liner. And yeah, we'll see kind of where it goes. We're just playing. All right. So because the blush is orangey, right? I'm kind of just eyeing this one, this orange one from the 300 Color Story, to just kind of pop in the crease. Just to kind of give us like a warm start, if you will. It Cosmetics is made in China, Japan, and Sweden, but the packaging is still made in, or I'm sorry, It Cosmetics is made in Canada, Japan, and Sweden, but the packaging is still made in China. Interesting. Thank you for all the info, Kat. Yeah, it's honestly, it's really hard to boycott China as a whole because so many of our products come from China. Yeah, a ton of packaging is made from China. Unfortunately. Yeah, Kieran, a good place to start is Sonia G as far as Food A goes, if you're a beginner, because all of those brushes are like very beginner friendly. They're very dynamic. They're very useful, practical. That's really kind of what she set out to make when she set out to produce brushes, are brushes that fill gaps in her collection and that are just easy for like the working woman. So I do recommend checking out Sonia G brushes on Beautylish. And also another reason why I recommend starting out with Sonia G if you're new to Food A is because first of all, yeah, you're supporting a female-owned business, right? And an entrepreneur. She's so passionate about what she does. And you could feel confident that her things are ethically sourced because she feels passionate about that. And she's been in the industry for so long and she understands, everything about it. She's really a trailblazer when it comes to bringing Food A and popularizing it in the United States. But not only that, but Beautylish has really great customer service. And if you're ever unhappy with any of the brushes that you order, which I don't foresee happening, I highly doubt you'll be unhappy with anything that you purchase from Sonia G, but they have a very good return policy. So that's a good sleeping pill. Rem Beauty brushes are made in San Francisco. Interesting. Yes, Sonia is fierce. She's genuinely driven through passion. So true. Now I'm just taking Food A Bobo's latest brush in collaboration with Chikuhodo. This is the S05. And she has a whole series of these brushes. The name of this collection is escaping me right now, but I'm using this one for my bottom lash line. Still going into that same orange shade. Yes, they also have really fast delivery. Beautylish does. Bare Minerals are made in Korea, packaged in China. I believe you. Lancome makes their brushes in Paris, but packaged in Korea. I don't have any Lancome brushes. Okay, yeah, she's very involved in the brush making process. So true. All right, next we'll go in with, let's see. Let's kind of deepen this up, shall we? Maybe go into this quad, which is quad 200 here. And I'm going to go in with the same brush. Kind of smoking out the outer edge, outer corner. Yes, fude in Japan, yeah, in Japan is a Japanese word meaning handmade makeup brush. Or maybe just makeup brush, but in Japanese. So it's inferred that they're handmade because brushes from Japan are just traditionally handmade. So maybe it's just like assumed that it's handmade when you say fude. Okay, fude literally means brush. Yeah, okay. Hey Rosie Jade 87, how are you? Welcome to the live. Going in with these YSL quads. Kind of smoking out the outer V. Okay, kind of just gives us like a little map. Yes, Fude was originally meant for calligraphy purposes. Also, I believe the original craft comes from, ironically, China. Right, exactly, Kat. Right. Okay. I think we can just go in with like this Sonia G T6 into kind of this more nudie one up here. And kind of just blend out the crease. That's how I've been loving using this brush, as kind of like a crease blender brush. Look at how unique though this brush is. You don't find mass-produced brushes like this that are, just like you're saying, Kieran, so ethnic and gorgeous. They are. Like, the way that this ferrule is curved like this, it's such a small detail, but it makes such a difference in effect. And if you ever want to read up on kind of like the process behind making brushes and all of that, go ahead and read Sonia G's blog. It's Sweet Makeup Temptations, and she provides lots of detail about the process and how she comes up with making her brushes. Oh, it's red carpet time. Bring on the fashion. Yeah, I don't blame you, Keisha. Thank you for also simultaneously streaming me, since it's pretty hard to compete with that, with the red carpet. Okay. All right, let's add some glitter in this, shall we? Let's do, these both have really beautiful glittery shades. I don't know, I'm kind of eyeing this one. So I'm going to showcase that Bisotto Kolinsky flat brush into the sparkly shade in the 300 quad. Look at how those bristles so effortlessly pick up. It never ceases to amaze me how these bristles pick up that eyeshadow, the glitter particles. It is all very interesting, right, Stacy? I learned so much doing these lives. So in order to avoid fallout on my fake lashes, I just tilt my head like this. Kind of tap it on. But these shades really don't have too much fallout. Trying to just concentrate it on the lid, on the center of the eyelid. I don't even feel the need to like incorporate setting spray to get it more intense, because it's just already really intense. Do you see that? Beautiful. Yeah, tell me tell me you're a warm tone lover without telling me you're a warm tone lover. So true. I'll put a little bit of this on the bottom lash line as well. Yeah. I mean, there's a time and a place for sure for cool tones, and I have my fair share of cool tone eyeshadow palettes, but I don't know. The warm tones on my skin tone just hit differently. If you know what I mean. If you have like a little bit of tan in your skin tone like me. A little bit of warmth. Okay. What else could we do? Let's go in. I just am curious to try the sparkly shade in the 200 color story. So I'm going to also pop that in on the inner corner. Okay. I'm just going in with a little bit more of the chocolate brown. To just kind of give it a little bit of dimension. You're getting those brushes for sure. You won't be disappointed. Stacy, for sure. And instead of using this one, I could have also used this Kolinsky blender for the same step. And just, I've been really enjoying this one too. Okay, and then I do want to go in and just go in with this black shade here in the 700 color story, which is this cooler tone palette, and smoke out the lash line. Thank you so much, y'all, for all the hearts that you're giving me. I see them coming in. I really appreciate it. Again, interacting with the live, sending the live, sharing it to other people, liking it, commenting on it really helps the algorithm push my content out, whether you're watching live or whether you're watching the replay on Instagram or YouTube. Very much appreciate it. I was thinking, like, when I watch lives and I got it in my eye. A little bit of eyeshadow in the eye. Never hurt anybody, right? Now I feel like my eyes look red. And I gotta put some eye drops in. Okay, so I was thinking, like, when I watch lives and I share them with people, it's like I've said on here before that the reason I have so much fun on these lives is because it feels like I'm playing with my friends in my beauty room and we're all just playing with makeup together. Kind of like playing with Barbie dolls when we were younger. And it feels like when you send the live to somebody, like, come on, let's come play. Bring your makeup. Let's all play. Is it just me? I'm just kind of going in with that black and just kind of deepening up the lash line. on top and on bottom. Okay. I hope it's kind of coming together. For a second there, I was kind of worried that it wasn't going to look very good, but dipping into all these different quads without really any rhyme or reason. Okay, I just want to go back in with a blender brush real quick and make sure that we don't have any harsh lines. Okay. So sultry. Thank you. Thank you, thank you. It is kind of sultry, right? Beautiful eye look. Thank you, y'all. Okay, maybe a little bit of eyeliner. Ooh, you know which eyeliner would look good with this look? On the lower waterline? It's giving Kim K. Thank you. Oh, okay. The shade 700, the nude on the inner. This one on the inner corners. Okay. For sure. Always happy to take y'all's suggestions. Okay, I'm just wiping off my brush here on this microfiber towel. These YSL quads, y'all. They are so great. Like, you really cannot go wrong with any of these color stories. The shadows are so easy to work with, very user friendly. Look at, they just pick up very nicely. They have minimal fallout. Is that kind of what you meant, Sylvia? Eva Mendes, oh my gosh. Y'all are gonna make me feel all big-headed up in here, gassing me. Thank you, thank you. I love being called Kim K. It'll never get old. If anybody ever tells me I look like Kim K, it's like the biggest compliment. She's gorge. Okay. Yeah, some of my clients call me, like, say I look like Kim K. They don't tell me to my face, but, you know, it gets around back to me. Okay, so I just gave these a nice sharpen, but look at this one here, the Satin Kajal eyeliner. I did a poor job sharpening this one, but you can kind of see what I mean. This one is the shade Copper. And then I just have this like cocoa one that is just a dark brown. I could go in with black too. I'm throwing things around everywhere. Okay. This is the black one. The regular black one. I just want to make sure that we get real close to the waterline. I mean, to the lash line. And taking this little Tensado KQ7G, also on the Fude Bobo website. It's perfect for this task. Very precise little Kolinsky brush here. Kind of flicking out that wing a little bit. Okay, we're almost done, y'all. How's that in the waterline? Let's see. I feel like keeping it kind of centered in the waterline might be better. And this is the black eyeliner. Maybe keeping it in the inner and outer to keep that like sultry look. What do y'all think? Kind of tying in the two where they meet with this brown. There. I don't know. I'm just kind of playing, y'all. Kind of incorporating a little bit of everything here. Just gonna kind of smudge the lower lash line a little bit. Keep it nice and sultry. If you're looking for a precision brush, this Tensado one is really great. It's little though. It has like a short handle, so it's actually really great for travel. But just be aware. Traditionally, Japanese brushes have shorter handles, but they're starting to make them with longer handles. I think a lot of the influence also comes from Sonia G because, you know, the Westerners prefer the longer handles. So she caters to our liking. I think she has also expressed herself that she prefers the longer handles. Okay. Let's go in with a little bit of YSL mascara, yeah? And y'all can let me know if you think I need to add anything to the eyes. I got this 2-pack from the Nordstrom anniversary sale. And yeah, this mascara is really great. It's the Lash Clash Extreme Volume Mascara. They have it in a waterproof version and in brown and blue too, but this one's just their plain black one. Exotic, thank you so much. Oh, when I said I was not Armenian, you thought I was a combination of Mexican, Armenian, Italian, and French? Ooh, I love that. Kim K looks artificial. Eva is all smoke. Thank you. Aw, thank you. I'm reading all your comments. Y'all are great. Yeah, y'all are gassing me. Those are your favorite quads. They're beautiful, right? The brightened up the eyes gorgeously. Okay, great. Much better than Kim K. Thank you so much. Aw. Yeah, Eva Mendes is so hot. And I think she's still with Ryan Gosling, right? He is really smoking too, so. The fact that he can have anybody in the world. But then again, she's mighty fine herself. This wand is pretty thick, so just be aware of that. It's a matter of preference. You just have to be careful. And I've said this before, but even though I have falsies on my top lashes, I still always use a regular mascara for my bottom. And it's very important to me that the mascara I use does not give me raccoon eyes. And doesn't transfer. There's like nothing worse, right, y'all? Okay. Let's do a lip. This lip liner by Hindash is in the shade Hush. It's a warmer lip liner, so I was thinking that one could be good. I also have the shade Parchment by Anastasia, which is a warmer lip liner as well. That one might be good. Oh, let me put a lip primer on real quick. Sarah Creel lip primer. Raccoon eyes and the flaking. Yeah, we cannot have that, right? Ain't nobody got time. Love a lip primer. Sorry for all the banging. Oh, thank you so much, Stacy. I always look so beautifully glamorous. Thank you. That's the goal here in the glam room. Yeah, I have such a crush on Ryan Gosling. He's so sexy. It's like he ages like a fine wine, doesn't he? Oh, this is one of your top mascaras, the YSL one. The eyes are mesmerizing. Thank you. I love when people call us women of color exotic. I love hearing what people think I am before they know what my ethnicity is, because it interests me. I find it really interesting. Sometimes people think I'm black or part black. I don't know like what exactly it is about my features, but that's how I always find that interesting. And then some black people are like, I could see it. And then other black people are like, they're crazy. I don't see it at all. Okay, a lippy. This is going to be hard. Because we have, hi Alicia, how are you? A few that could work here. Okay, 162, that one's too pink. Number 15, that one's a little too bright coral. That's an interesting shade. Maybe this one, 151. And like I said, this is the old packaging, so I don't know if these shades still translate in the same way after they revamped their packaging, since these are kind of 121 is it's more browny. I think 151 is going to be a winner. Honestly, I could use a combination of both of them. Oh, Alicia, your daughter looks Hispanic? Interesting. Yeah, I most of the time, I think people can see that I'm Latina, but that's why I just find it interesting when people think that I'm something else. Okay, so I'm just using a little bit. Yes, I am Mexican American. But we did recently find out that on my mom's side, there's Spanish. So that was kind of interesting. That, because my twin brothers, the last two of the six, and we're all from the same two parents. But the twins are lighter skin and have really dark black hair. So when my mom went to Spain recently, and she's been before, I've been to Spain before too, but she was saying how like there was a lot of young men that looked exactly like my twin brothers in Spain. Oh, Mexican and Italian Sylvia? Love that. I know, Sylvia must be gorgeous, right? I'm sure she is. Okay. I think I need to darken up my lips a little bit and then we're almost done, y'all. Just taking this, what should we do? Foxy Brown, I think, by Charlotte Tilbury. Yeah, Foxy Brown. It's just like a deep chocolate brown. Yes, all of us are gorgeous in our own unique way. Totally. I just kind of deepen up the edges. And then I always feel the need to go in with like a precision brush, like my Tenseido KQ12S, and just kind of clean up. Should we put a gloss on? I'm always a sucker for a lip gloss, even though the lips are already kind of glossy. Thank you. Let's do a little bit of this lip gloss since it's orange. This is the Armani lip gloss in the shade 3. Hey Sonia, how are you? Okay. What y'all think? We kind of pulled this off within the hour, didn't we? I didn't think I could do it. Thank you so much. It's okay. Thank you for joining. Better late than never. Just gonna add a little bit of this Charlotte Tilbury brow gel. We're almost done. Thank you so much for all the hearts. I see the fire emojis. Thank you. This just kind of makes it look like I have more of a brow. There. The only thing I didn't do is a highlight. Jesus won't be looking away today. Y'all make me laugh. Excuse me, I just have to wipe my nose. With the allergies. Okay. I don't know, are the lips too orange? Ugh. I don't know, y'all. Y'all, tell me if the lips are too orange. No? Okay. All right, I'm gonna set aside all this stuff. Like, this is the last look at the YSL tray that we have here. Okay. And for perfume, I have 2 YSL perfumes. The lips look good. Okay, thank you. Ooh, you like the lip combo. It is peachy. Impressive collection, thank you. I know, YSL just needs to start sending me PR at this point. But, you know, we'll get there, hopefully, eventually. I'm gonna link everything I used on my LTK too, after church, per usual. So if you're interested in picking up any of the items or products that I used. I will have them all linked. I'm going to tame these frizzy flyaways here. And I don't know, it's always hard for me to choose. This one's vanilla. I am in serious need, right? Thank you for tagging them. This one smells more like girly. I suck at describing scents, so I'm not even gonna try. My mom got me this one, so let me just use this one today. It smells like, this one smells more floral to me, but these are both great. I love these. And that's it, y'all. That is a wrap. I hope I did this full face of YSL justice. Oh, you love that one? I'm so glad to hear. That's the look, everyone. Thank you so much for joining this live. I had so much fun. I kept it at about an hour, so I don't want to keep you all very much longer. But yeah, stay tuned. What is this? For the link that I will post to my stories after church with everything I used. One last look at the makeup. Oh, thank you, y'all. Y'all are so sweet. Thank you so much to everybody who joined this live. I hope you are all having an amazing weekend. Have a good rest of your Sunday. I know my dogs are going crazy for some reason. Bye, everyone. Love you all. And that's the look, y'all.